involved in all stages.
From pre to post.
I'm involved in literally all stages.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I do it all. I do it all. That's what I look for in a PA, like a hustler, essentially. Like I have you on set to work.
Yeah,
so
you're gonna work the hardest.
They're working because they're helping a crew setting up equipment. You're helping me setting up crafty. You're helping me with runs. You're probably doing slate.
Yeah,
because like when I meet people, I'm like, oh, what do you do? So if you tell me that you're a gaffer, I'm going to hire you as a gaffer.
Exactly. Right.
If you tell me you're a cam op, I'm not going to hire you as something else other than what you tell me that you are.
You ready?
Yes.
Welcome to another episode of Content Bebop. Today, I am here with Natalie Marie.
Hi.
Producer extraordinaire here in Atlanta.
Thank you.
Tell people what you do.
I'm a producer.
I just said that, but yeah. All right.
I'm a video producer.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay.
So
how you like it?
I like it a lot. I produce a lot of like commercials, corporate videos, docu-style videos, recaps. I don't do weddings, but yes, I produce those things.
Yeah, I feel you on the wedding thing.
Yes,
do you miss filmmaking? Do you do that at all?
You know, I haven't done like filmmaking in a really long time, but I want to get back into it. Like I miss the creative collaboration that comes with filmmaking, whether it's narrative or like non-narrative.
What's the biggest difference you notice from doing corporate to like film narrative stuff?
The biggest difference. I would say it's more, I don't want to say one note, but there's no like surprises. You know, I know what I'm doing. I know how to do corporate video like the back of my hand. And so like I know what comes with it, you know?
I do know.
So like I would say that with scripted content, I said non-narrative, I meant to say non-scripted. With scripted content, you know,
is that what y'all call it in the corporate world? Like scripted versus non-scripted?
No, I'm just saying because you were asking about filmmaking.
Right,
so I was
right.
like scripted meaning like a movie or a television show, and then non-scripted meaning like documentary or reality show or like talk shows.
Ah, okay.
So that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
So those aren't scripted, these reality shows and things.
Reality shows are not scripted. They're considered, they're not scripted.
Okay.
I mean, you can meet with your cast and say, hey, you know, in this next scene, it's going to be you and these other characters. I want y'all to talk about this. But it's still happening. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
it's not scripted like an actor memorizing a script.
So you've worked on them.
I have not.
Oh, okay. But you know the word.
I watch a lot of reality TV, so I know.
I got you.
And I have friends who've worked in reality TV too.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So, so you like it?
Yes, I do like it. But yes, I do want to like get more into like filmmaking and like non-scripted, more so documentaries, because like that's what I really, really enjoy, like especially documentaries. But I would love the challenge of getting back into filmmaking like on a bigger scale, and something that's not low budget, something that has like a really decent budget.
Why not low budget?
I mean, I've done that.
Oh,
you know, I've done that before.
I've
done that before, and that's when I was inexperienced. Like I was just dipping my toe in the producer world. Now I've been in the producer world. I know how to get things done. I know people. Have resources. So like I would love to produce something that's more creative, like scripted or not scripted. That's a bigger budget, so I can really like show my talents as a producer.
How can you tell a talented producer from an untalented producer?
I would say if they're prepared or not.
Yes.
I would say if they're prepared. The lack of questions they may ask, or the lack of questions they may ask. Like, for example, when I'm talking to my friends about their projects, I'm listening to them, and I just kind of turn my producer mind on, and put on my producer hat. I'm asking them questions. I'm like, where's this being shot? I'm like, what's the budget for this? Oh, who you got? And like, I'm just asking questions. Like, I'm just asking like just questions, firing questions, making sure that they're actually good in their production. You know what I'm saying?
Which questions can you tell they're not good in their production? Like when you ask and they don't have an answer for, how can you quickly just tell? Like, red flag number one. Let me get up out of here. Let me start my exit plan for this project.
You know, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but you can tell when someone just doesn't have the experience.
You can.
So yeah, I'll just say that. And you know, everyone's, you know, at a different, everyone's journey is different. They're at different levels. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're all learning, right? I don't know it all. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like I was at me 2 years ago. But there's definitely, you can tell when someone's new. You can tell.
You definitely can. Okay. Nice. All right. So, okay. How are things here in Atlanta? Have you lived anywhere else? Have you worked anywhere else?
Yes, I used to work in New York.
Oh, all right. Cool. Man, I'm learning. All right. How's it different between Atlanta and New York?
Well, when I was in New York, I was working at NBC. So a little backstory. My degree is in journalism.
Right.
So I was like a hardcore journalist.
Oh, nice.
Coming out of J school, and I went to New York to be a page, the NBC page program, if you're familiar with it.
Not at all. What's that?
Okay. Have you seen the show 30 Rock?
I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Have you seen it though?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I was hoping you were going to ask again.
When most people ask me about it, I just ask about 30 Rock because there's a character named Kevin the Page.
Okay.
And he was a lifelong page, which is not a real thing, but it was a character in the show. But anyways.
I wish I got this right now. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. So a page is basically, you have a couple of jobs. Your main job is to do audience coordination for SNL, Fallon, Seth Meyers, and there was another show when I was there called Meredith Vieira Show. And you do audience coordination and you do tours. You give the NBC studio tours.
Oh, nice.
So
like
that was
CNN Center
yeah. So like CNN tours, like those people who gave the tours.
Yeah.
That's the page's job for NBC.
Is that? I'm not trying to be funny, but is that an entry level job? Because I feel
it's very entry level. It's for like recent graduates.
Okay.
Now I'm not sure if it's still like that. I'm like, my goodness, I'm almost 10 years removed from being a page.
Big time, I see. Okay.
So I'm not sure if it's still like this. I'm just letting you know what it was like when I was there.
I'm only asking because every time I tried to apply, it was like, you got to start as a tourist. And I was like, the CNN tour guide. And I was like, oh.
That makes sense. Okay. Because I met someone who was a tour guide for CNN, and then I saw her in the building. I was like, oh.
Come up.
I was like, okay. Yeah. We coming on up. So it's kind of similar to being a page. So, but while if you're doing those jobs if you're not on assignment. Now, assignment is basically you're working at NBC. I'm not sure if you know, but NBC owns like half of the channels on television.
Oh, yes.
So you can find a position like with Sci-Fi or USA or E or Bravo. You're just working maybe in like advertisement. You're working with marketing, things like that. Or you can be working with the news shows. You know, the news shows are NBC News, Dateline, Today Show. And there's another one, Meet the Press, but that's in DC. So you can be working on those shows, or you can be working on entertainment shows, which is Fallon, Seth, like I said, and SNL. So you can apply, and you'll be on an assignment for 3 months.
Oh.
And so I was like, I'm a journalist.
Come on now.
So my assignments were NBC News advertising and NBCnews.com, working with NBC BOK. And so NBC BOK is a vertical of NBC. So NBC has NBC Latino, NBC Asian America, and then NBC BOK, which is Black.
Yes, what I
thought. So, and so to answer your very long question, I was there, and that's why I was in New York.
That's right.
I was working in journalism. I was a journalist essentially. And then I left there, and I went to CNN. Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
How was that? How's CNN doing? Or how was it doing?
I like CNN. I was a cross-platform associate producer. It's a really long way. It's very similar to the page program when I explain this. But we rotated every 6 months to a different department. And there were a lot of departments at CNN. So I was with the doc unit. I was with Anderson Cooper's show. I was the only member on Anderson Cooper's show in Atlanta.
Okay.
National Desk, if you're familiar with the National Desk, they're like the assignment desk of CNN. Investigative unit. I had a lot of special projects, which were my favorites. So yeah, I rotated a lot. What's my other favorite? I was a package producer essentially.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, like I did a lot. Like journalism news was like my background. Like that was like my passion.
Is it still your passion?
A little bit, you know, in my work, like I said, I do a lot of like docu-style videos and corporate videos. I'm using a lot of what I did at CNN to do this. It's basically storytelling, right? I'm putting a story together. I am, you know, well, we don't do music and news, but you're putting a story together, you're putting graphics on top, and you're telling maybe a 1 to 3 minute story. And so I'm tapping into all of my news and my storytelling and my journalism background to do my current job.
What's your favorite part about it? I feel like we kind of talked about some negative stuff you didn't like so much, or I don't know. But what do you like to do?
My favorite part about production is probably post-production. I do a lot of post-production supervision.
Yeah.
And so
I noticed that on your Instagram. Yeah, you were always not always, but I saw a few times you were doing post-production.
Yeah, so I do a lot of post-production. I work a lot with my editors, and like I said, we do a lot of like interview style videos, like corporate videos, and so my job is to take all those interviews and like transcribe them and put a story together. And I like the creative control that comes with post-production supervision.
Yes, yeah.
And I get to flex, you know, my storytelling a little bit, like I said. And so, yeah, that's probably my favorite part. You know, you're thinking about what do you want the viewer.
I didn't hear nothing. Did you hear anything?
No.
Okay. What you got? I love the creative process as well of post-production.
Yes.
It's so amazing.
So, like I was saying, I like all the decisions I have to make, like choosing music or what kind of graphics we're going to use. Are we using certain type of graphic templates?
Where do these where do you guys get music from?
A copy-free music library.
So like Envato or Artlist, those kind of stuff. Okay, so everybody's pulling from there. I thought maybe y'all
Let me tell you, a lot of people pull from Artlist and ArtGrid.
I can tell. You
know,
I use them and I see the commercials. I'm like,
yes,
what?
I watch so many commercials and I'm like, that's from ArtGrid. Or like, that's from Artlist.
Yeah.
Like I just know. I heard a commercial on the radio and I'm like,
yep,
that's from Artlist. I just know.
I was just wondering, I'm like, are we all pulling from the same
I don't use
place?
Artlist anymore though.
Oh, what do you use?
I use Motion Array.
Oh yeah, I've heard good things about them too.
Motion Array has a really, really good catalog.
They do.
They do.
There's some songs on there you put in your personal library. Some of them be pretty good.
Yep. So yeah, I prefer Motion Array, but like I like, and they also have like templates too. And so I like basically the creative control I have. It's like, you know, I love documentaries, so it's like my way of being a documentarian, but just on a smaller level. So I would say that's my favorite. Like I love putting a story together, sending it to the client, and I'm just awaiting feedback, and I'm like, oh, we love it, and I'm like, I know. And I know you do. I know.
I hear you. Confident. Do you edit?
I do not edit. I know how to edit on a smaller scale.
What's that? I'm sorry. What does that mean?
Well, at CNN, I used to edit. So one of my
Adobe editing or like some sort of proprietary system that they use.
I'm gonna explain it to you.
Okay.
So that was one of the rotations I didn't mention, which is domestic. You know what domestic? CNN domestic.
Of course. Yeah.
So CNN domestic is basically all the shows. Maybe it's changed now because programming has changed, but it doesn't include the morning show because the morning show is different. But all the shows from like 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Oh.
So that's CNN domestic because then at 4 p.m. it's Tapper. And then at 5, it's Wolf Blitzer. 5 to 6, and then at 7, it's Aaron Burnett. So those are considered the primetime shows.
Yes, of course.
So daytime shows are considered CNN domestic, and then international or just all the other shows. So
gotcha.
For CNN domestic, I was an AP, and so my job was to cut all the SOTs and all the VOs. You understand? Okay.
Of course.
Okay,
Why you, girl?
I just want to make sure because not many people understand.
To a degree.
You want to explain SOT?
Why not? Please, for those
so
watching
a SOT in the journalism world is sound on tape. That's what it stands for, SOT. And it basically means a soundbite. That's what a SOT is. a VO stands for voiceover, and it basically means just B-roll. B-roll that's going to be played as the anchor correspondent is speaking. So it's VO. That's what it's called. So my job as an AP was to edit SOTs, was to edit VO together, to edit montages. So yeah, I was opening up Adobe Premiere, cutting that, and then publishing it. Okay. So like I know how to edit, but I wouldn't consider myself an editor.
I understand. I know what you mean.
Okay. We call that craft editing. Craft edit.
Oh, is that what they call it?
Yes, craft edit.
Okay. I'm learning a lot today. Craft editor. Okay.
And like I use a lot of journalism lingo in my day-to-day.
Please do.
Like because it's my background. I'm proud of it. And you should be, and it's applicable in everyday life. Oh, so okay. Yeah. That's
a good word. Yeah, I knew that one though. Okay. So have you seen any other editing programs? Any like are they specifically just using Adobe Creator Suite? Have you ever seen Avid?
I've seen Avid. So at NBC they use Avid.
At NBC they use Avid. And that makes sense because Avid is like an old grandfather editing system, and they are old companies.
Yeah. So at NBC they use Avid, but at CNN they use Adobe Premiere.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm just curious. I'm just trying to get a feel for if the industry is it changing at all. At your job now, do you all use Premiere?
Yes, our editors use Premiere. I don't know anyone that's using Final Cut these days. Me either. I used Final Cut in college.
Exactly. That's when it was hot.
Yeah, that's when it was hot. Yeah. And then like it changed. Like Final Cut 10 was weird, and I was like, I don't know what this is.
I mean, they got their reasons. I'm sure Apple's smarter than me, but why though?
It was very strange.
Yes,
very very strange.
I was just saying because DaVinci's picking up. I'm thinking maybe some companies are picking them up, and it's, I guess company wouldn't care, but for us, it's free. You know what I mean? As a consumer, price matters a lot. You know? Does. So I just thought maybe DaVinci, maybe you've seen it out there or something, but I haven't. But okay. What kind of, because going back a little bit, when you send in the client the video and you're like, of course it was great. What kind of feedback are you normally getting from clients? Like what do you see often that they ask about? Or what problems are generally like, let you answer first. I'm getting questions as we're talking. Let me get you the answer.
Like what type of feedback I get? Like, let's say they don't love it.
Yeah. Cause I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be an error that you made on your part. Just something that they like. Are you seeing that people a lot of times want to change music after they've selected the music? That was my next question. How does that process work? Is there a process for the post-production? Like, hey, once we sign off on music, we can't go back, or if we do go, because obviously if you change the music, you got to re-edit to the music. Sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
So is there a fee for going back and changing, or is that not even your department? You
know, after, maybe like 6 drafts, you're like, hey, this is draft number 6. So, we may have to, charge you extra. But, sometimes when I talk to the client, when it comes to their expectations, we talk about that, throughout the process. It could be in pre-pro, what are you looking for? Send me some references so I have an idea. Yes. And
gotta get those references.
And then in production, do you like how the lighting? Do you like is it moody? Is it too moody? Do you like this? Do you want it to be more softer, more natural lighting? Like tell me things.
You're involved in production as well?
I'm involved in all stages.
From pre to post.
I'm involved in literally all stages.
Oh, okay.
So I do it all. I do it all. And so and then in post production, like I said, I'm putting the story together. Like I have an understanding. I'm sometimes asking the questions when it comes to these corporate videos. So I know like where the story is going. And I'm talking to the client all the time. So once the video is put together, some feedback that they may not like is, like you said, music. Like there was one particular client where we changed the music a lot. Where they didn't like it. To the point where you have, at that point, you just send samples. Like, what are you looking for? Like, what type of song are you looking for? Because I'm obviously not choosing the right song, and that's okay.
That's fine. It's just that's time consuming,
It is.
I've noticed.
It is trying to find the right song. So like, give me a reference song essentially, and then I'll send them like 10 songs, and I'm like, just let me know out of these 10 songs which ones you gravitate towards the most.
Still can't pick one?
Usually they pick one after that. Usually they do. Okay. And if, like I said, after 2 songs and they feel like we're not hitting it, sometimes they will send me a song. Like, okay, find a song that looks like that's similar to this. I'm like, okay, great. So yeah, song choice, B-roll. Hey, can we, sometimes I use stock footage. Can we use stock footage of the Black woman instead of this other person or something like that? I'm trying to think about the feedback we get. Oh, captions. Everyone wants subtitles and captions.
I got you. Yep. Are these additional fees generally? Or again, if these are not your department, I don't know if you handle the
no,
side, but there are additional fees for adding.
I do it all.
This is my fault at this point because you've said you do it all a few times. Are there fees for subtitles? Like, how many drafts do they normally get going into these things? Because that can get
ideally tiring. Like 4 drafts, but I will say sometimes that internally it's more than. It's more than the client may get 4, but internally we're probably at 8.
Of course.
Like, because we want to make sure it's perfect before the client gets to it. So I'm looking at it like there's a jump cut, so you got to fix that. So now that's draft 2. You know what I'm saying? And I'm you didn't apply this note that I gave you. So now we're at draft 3. You know what I'm saying? So like internally it's like probably at draft 8, draft 9, draft 10. But for the client, it's probably like 4 drafts.
Do you all generally try to make the first draft the best draft, or is it first draft like, hey, we're just putting a skeleton together? Do you like it so far before we move on to the next
depends
stage?
on the client. It depends on the client and the deadline.
Oh, okay.
So like one video, how to say this? So this one video that I'm working on recently, it wasn't perfect, but I knew it was good enough for the client to get an understanding of the story, of the mood, of the B-roll we use, the stock footage we use. Like sometimes it's best to get it at a good point, so you're not putting your all in it and they're like, and change everything.
Change. Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
That's why. How do you find that balance? Because that can be.
But some clients, like big clients, you want it to be perfect when you give them that first video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I ask these questions because I guess a lot of times in other businesses they try to, traditionally you try to set up systems and processes for every, so that we can replicate this and, keep it moving and keep making money. But in this industry, it's just different. Things are just case by case in this industry, like there is no cut and paste sometimes. Sometimes it is, but
yeah.
Who do you enjoy working with the most?
Who I enjoy working with the most? I enjoy working. I don't know. I wouldn't say I have a favorite client or favorite subject matter.
Okay, right.
To me, it's all storytelling at the end of the day.
Storytelling.
Yeah. So, what's the message we're trying to get across? How can I do that for you?
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it get, because I know we talked about earlier that it can get a little monotonous working in corporate. Do you enjoy that aspect of it? Or do you like you said, knowing that it won't get too crazy? Or, because on film sets, hey, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Literally anything.
Yeah.
But, in corporate, it is a little more controlled, Do you enjoy that aspect of it, or does it make it boring? Because a lot of people have a boring a boring thought of working in corporate. I like it personally. I like knowing what I'm gonna do today, and it being a very small window of what could and could not happen. I don't like showing up and it could every day is a completely new. The only thing that's the same are the actors and the camera on set. Everything could change from day to day on film sets. Do you like that aspect of it?
Yes, I like planning my day in advance. I like planning my week in advance. So I like knowing what I'm working on. I like knowing. Let me see. I can better answer the question. I like stability, and so working with corporate clients allows that. I know what my week is going to look like. I know I'm going to work with this editor. Hey, how's this going? They can send me the video for me to review it. I can send it to the client. I can say, hey, can you get this back to me by Friday? I just know how things are going to flow.
Right.
And so I like knowing things in advance.
There's nothing wrong with that. I hear you.
Yeah. So yeah.
I feel you. And I'm scared to ask this because you said you do everything. but I just want to clarify it. But so do you shoot as well?
Oh, I don't do that.
Oh, okay. We found something you don't do. All right. So you don't shoot. Okay.
I don't.
Why not?
When I say I do everything, I mean like producer wise.
Producer wise, not. Okay.
Why I don't shoot?
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't think I have a really good answer for that. Like, I just knew that I really did a good job as a producer, and that's where I put all my eggs in.
I feel you.
So I never thought about, being a shooter. And I feel like it's probably not true, but I'm already here. I'm like, am I too late? Is it too late to learn how to do that? I don't know.
No, they're making it easier and easier.
That's true.
These cameras are getting pretty good.
Really?
They are.
But yeah, like I'm around like DPs and cam ops, and they're saying terminology, and I'm like, yeah. Some things I do get, but some things I don't. Like you said, indie filter. I'm okay, that's a filter. I'm not really sure what it does exactly.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I know it's a filter. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, there's so much terminology, so much to learn. What still like gets me caught up is to this day, after my friends have explained it to me, who were like DPs, like the whole shutter speed and aperture.
You can get a little,
and it's one more.
The ISO, probably the
ISO
exposure triangle.
Child,
yes.
I do not understand that.
Don't worry, you don't need to know.
I've tried, but I don't understand it. And so I think that's also one reason why I'm like, y'all got it. So,
which one you think is harder, producing or the camera stuff?
They all have their challenges.
They all do.
They all have their challenges. With our cam ops, with our crews, I know sometimes they can feel under pressure to work quickly.
Of course.
And I know that can be challenging, and I totally get it, and I'm so sorry. As a producer, I'm just like, are we ready? You know what I'm saying? And I know that's annoying.
Very
then
annoying.
As a producer too, like you're responsible for everything that happens on set. And that is a lot of pressure, because if something doesn't happen correctly on set, you feel like that's your fault. So I would say they both have their challenges.
They do.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. I'm just seeing if you would throw one under the bus over the other.
No.
Okay. Good answer. That fair. So to you as a producer, is there a crew member that's, and I'm not trying to say most important, because everyone's important on a set, like literally, even the PA down to grabbing something that we don't have.
PAs are so important.
Very
I can't stress
important.
That enough.
That's why I don't want to say. I'm not trying to ask who's the most important.
They're my right hand.
They are
or women.
Straight up. They really are. They really are. Who like what crew person though? Like what crew member is like as a producer is like I guess turns the most wheels for you? Like who helps? I'm trying to say who would. I'm trying to figure out how to ask this question, but. Is there a particular crew member that you see as a producer and you're like, oh, this is gonna be a good project because we have this particular DP involved, or if we have this particular editor involved, I know this is gonna be a good project. Like, is there a particular role that you see, and you're concerned with who's filling it? Ooh, that was a good way to ask it, I think.
No, and the reason I say no because there are people I work with all the time that I know are going to produce greatness, whether they're my DP, whether they're my editor, whether they're my gaffer. I know I don't have to ask too many questions. They got it. I don't have to worry about them because they got it. So I'm like, oh, you're my I'm hiring you as my DP. So I know it's going to be fire because I'm not just hiring anybody. And so I would say anyone I work with, especially if I ask you back, because let's say, people are unavailable, so you may have to find a recommendation. But if I ask you back, it's gonna be fire. I already know.
What do you look for in let's just go 2 roles, because these are 2 roles that came to my head. 3. What do you look for in a PA, I guess, or do you look for anything?
Yes. Because PAs are literally my right hand man or right hand woman. I can't stress that enough.
Yes.
I like PAs who anticipate people's needs. Who who I don't have to ask them to do anything, they do it. So they're looking around, who needs help, let me go to that person. Those are the PAs that I love the most. They're PAs who are not sitting down. They're constantly walking around, constantly helping. I love them. PAs who have, I shouldn't say it that way, PAs who are who are willing to help in any way. Like, do you need me to go pick up something? Do you need me to make a run? I can do that for you. And we'll, of course, pay them for their mileage. Okay. But yeah, that's what I look for in a PA. Like, a hustler, essentially. Mm-hmm. Like, I have you on set to work. Yeah. So
you're gonna work the hardest.
They're working because they're helping a crew setting up equipment. You're helping me setting up crafty. You're helping me with runs. You're probably doing slate. Like, I need you to be attentive to do you see something out of pocket? Like, correct it. Like, I need you are a valued crew member, and I need you to behave as such. So yeah.
I hear you. Yeah, working with a good PA is such a, over time becomes weird because obviously they don't want to be there forever, so, but it's like you hate to let go of a really, because they're so great and so valuable, it's like, how do you find yourself? Do you find yourself wanting to not let go of a good PA, or are you more so wanting to promote their PA to whatever it is that they may want to go into?
A PA would tell me when they're ready to move on.
Oh, really? Oh, that's a good sign too, though.
So, like, one of my go-to PAs, he's like, "Hey, Natalie, I'm not accepting any more PA roles. I would like to. I'm doing more cam op positions. Gotcha. And so those are the roles that I'm really would like for you to, hire me for, or just anyone. Because like, if I see myself as a PA, if I keep accepting PA jobs, I'll see myself as a PA. So they'll let me know that they have moved on. And I'm like, okay, then. All right. So I love that for them. Hate it for me.
I know, that's what.
But I love that for them.
I feel you.
So yeah.
And that's not. Is it seen as? I don't know, because people, how people are in this industry. Can you do you see people seeing that as being a negative thing when a PA is at that point, when they're ready to move on? Like, you're supposed to be my. I don't know. You're my best runner. I don't want to see you move on,
No, I mean, again, yes. Yes, that means that you have grown. That means you've acquired additional skills, and you want to be paid for those additional skills.
I hear you.
It sucks for me because I trust you. I know your work ethic. I don't have to ask you to do anything. You anticipate my needs, my crew's needs, so that's a loss. Right. But we're in Atlanta. I can find another PA. That's true. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So no, I don't see it as a negative at all. Not me.
I hear you. Some people, everybody's different. Yeah, I had a position and I moved from bottom tier to up tier, and they were mad at me. And I'm like, you wanted me to stay at the bottom?
Oh my goodness.
And people, man, that's what you never know. People are so finicky in this industry, or just in the world. Okay. How long does that normally take? Have you noticed at all? Is it normally like 3 months, 6 months, a year or so as their PA before you notice that they are ready to move on?
That only happened to me twice.
Okay.
So I can't
really call it.
Yeah, I can't call it. Yeah.
Just asking. Just in case any PAs out there and they had like month 6 and they're like, all right, shit, is it ready or not? But I mean, I think as a PA person, and I think even as the producer, you can feel it. Like,
well,
sometimes
they'll it's really important for them to let me know.
I got
because like when I meet people, I'm like, oh, what do you do? So if you tell me that you're a gaffer, I'm going to hire you as a gaffer.
Exactly.
Right. If you tell me you're a cam op, I'm not going to hire you as something else other than what you tell me that you are.
Right.
So if you're doing other things on the side and you feel more comfortable in that role, I wouldn't know that because I'm only hiring you as a PA.
True.
So they will have to let me know.
I think that's important because I think that happens a lot. People get upset that they aren't getting hired as something else, but you've only been seen as one thing to these people. Like, we don't know what you do outside of this. Like, like speak up or say what's on your mind. People do that a lot. People think we're in here, but you got to show people what it is you're capable of.
Yeah.
What about a camera operator or like a DP? Like, what do you look for in a good one of those? Like, what separates the good from the bad when it comes to a camera operator?
Ooh.
Or DP? Are they a lot of times interchangeable in your world?
No.
You guys hire a DP and they're not the same camera operator. So it's a DP and then a camera crew that DP can, manage, or because it depends on the set. Sometimes big sets, there's a DP that may not even touch the camera. He's just there to manage the camera operators. And sometimes smaller sets, DP, you are camera op, you gaff, camera op. You're gonna be the editor.
It can be all three. It can be sometimes the DP is hands off, or the DP is a cam op. or the DP and the cam op are both acting as gaffer. It could be literally all three. It depends on the budget. Yeah.
Okay. What makes a good cam op?
I would say one. That's a better question for the camera people. But for me as a producer,
for you as a producer, yeah.
What makes a really good DP for me as a producer is someone who can wear multiple hats. If it is a very small crew, so you can cam op and you can gaff if possible.
Okay.
But if you don't mind and you can do it quickly, because sometimes, like I said, sometimes we're given 2 to 3 hours for setup, and it's a small crew. So can you do this in a timely manner?
Right.
What other things are great for DPs? People who are very collaborative, people who ask for your opinion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because not the DPs I work with, but some people don't ask for your input.
Do you don't like that? You like to be hands-on and involved, I guess, in the production process?
I've been told I'm bossy.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, I think it's fine. But yeah, I like to have my input. I like to put in.
Well, what kind of inputs are you putting in? Are you
I'll say
second DP here or
no. I'll say, how about we do this?
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? How do we try this?
Okay.
And sometimes
if we don't try it, you're not coming back, or is it?
No, if it's not tried, I'll be okay. But it'll be nice if my input is considered.
I got you, boss lady. All right. Okay. Do you normally? I ask these questions, but I know they're like budget to budget. But how about being an owner operator? Does that take into account, or do you guys even pay people for the equipment?
That does take in. Yeah, it's yes. All the DPs I work with have their own equipment.
Okay, so generally, hey, come equipped with what you need.
That is very helpful. Okay. Actually, yes, that's actually not a requirement, but I realize that all the DPs we work with really have their own equipment.
Most do.
Yeah.
I hear you. Is there a piece of equipment you see used most often? I guess what camera do you see used most often, if you even notice it? Do you see a lot of Sonys?
Reds.
Okay.
Top 2 cameras we use.
Sony and Reds. You don't see too many Canons or Panasonics out there.
Occasionally a Black Magic.
Okay, Black Magic.
Occasionally a Black Magic. I know, I haven't seen a lot. I mean, occasionally in a Canon. But it's really Sony's, Reds, and then a Black Magic.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: is there a specific Canon? I'm sorry, a specific Sony that you see most often?
Is it FX?
If I had to guess,
I always say X or S, and I feel like it's one of the two.
It's FX3,
369, 369.
There you go.
Okay.
The FX36 or 9.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know what type. I don't know other red Komodos is all I know. I'm not sure there's extra letters after that or numbers.
I get you. Okay, I was just curious because I think that should be. As a camera operator myself, it goes into my decision making on buying another camera, what to move to next, because you want to be, you want to blend into the next production company you work for. If you're using Canon and they need, I had just had a client not too long ago, they specifically needed S-Log, and I have Canons. Oh, I have multiple Canons. I have Blackmagic Canons, but I don't have a Sony system yet, so I couldn't even shoot it. They needed the specific lighting package, and they needed S-Log, and I was like, all right, next camera I buy, I think it's time to switch over to Sony. You know what I mean? Because you want to be able to fit into the company you're working for's ecosystem, and what they require and what they're asking for. And they're not the first one. A few have been asking for Sony. So any camera operators out there, it's time to probably let Canon and the rest of these go. Seems like Sony's winning right now.
I will say, no client has said we want to shoot with a Sony.
Oh, you haven't had that? Okay,
I haven't had that.
Oh, okay.
It's just most of my, like I said, my DPs own their own equipment, and they come to work with those cameras.
Oh, okay.
If there's something we want to shoot that's more cinematic, then we'll shoot it on the Reds.
Oh, okay.
And luckily our DPs have experience working on the Reds, so that's not a hard switch for them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Just pointing it out. Yeah. Okay. What about an editor? What do you look for in a good editor? Or are those shooters editors too? Does that happen for you?
Sometimes.
Can a shooter be the editor?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Oh, they just double, triple dipping into your production.
Yeah, like if it it's always great to, my opinion, have your editor on set.
How does that work?
Well,
do they get paid?
I'm going to tell you that sometimes, to answer your question, sometimes we do hire our shooters as our editors. So it could be a cam op who's also going to edit this. Okay. So they were there, they were listening to the questions. They also know like what the story behind it is. An editor doesn't always have to be on set. Trust me, they don't. But I would love it. But yeah, a lot of our shooters end up being our editors. But to answer your question, wait, where's my water?
Yeah, I'm just getting these questions as they pop into my head. Let me actually write it down.
What do I look for in an editor? I love an editor where I don't have to explain. I can give you like the scope of the video, what the messaging is. I can give you the assets. I can give you my script. I can give you the music, and you can just do your thing. And I don't have to explain. Like, I love editors where it's shorthand, and that comes with working with an editor. Over time, they understand what you mean and you understand what they mean. So those are editors I love working with. So we always go back to the same people because we already have a relationship and they know me and I know them. So yeah.
Okay. Would you consider it a plus that a shooter is an editor?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yes, because shooters. Okay, yes. So if I'm hiring you to shoot, let's say it's a recap video. Let's say I'm asking you to shoot an event for me. And I'm going to ask you to edit it as well. So you are shooting knowing what shots you need to tell this story. You're at the event, you're listening to the event, you're talking to the people who are attending the event. You're probably interviewing, doing quick little interviews on the fly. So you are asking questions and setting up shots, thinking of your edit already. So yes, it's always like, it's just another level of storytelling. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So I don't have to, and if I work with you a lot, I know what kind of shots you get. So I don't have to babysit you. I don't have to say, oh, did he get the shot? Is it going to be shaky? Is it going to be out of focus? I know it's not going to be, because I know, I don't have to worry about those things. I can trust you to roam the room, get the shots you need to tell the story that we're trying to tell. So yeah, it's very helpful if your shooter knows how to edit.
Makes sense to me.
And you're going to get paid twice.
Right. This was double dipping and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, in the budget. That sounds good. Okay. How do you go about finding these people? Like, say if you didn't have a roster of DPs and editors and things and PAs or whatever the case may be, how do you go about finding? Because every role is different, right? Or I'm assuming you would find editors somewhere different. You'd find DPs. But I'm going to be selfish here. How do people like you in your position, how do you all find another DP? Say they're all booked up. How would you go about finding another one to replace?
I would tap into my community. I'll ask, like, hey, are you available? No, I'm not. But they'll have a recommendation.
I understand, right?
So if they're recommending you to me, then they trust you. So I can trust you as well. Same thing with editors. Excuse me. Same thing with editors. I'm going to ask them, do they have any recommendations? But the people that I work with wear multiple hats. So sometimes a DP is going to cam op for me. And sometimes a cam op is going to DP for me occasionally. So I'm working within my community. If one DP is unavailable, that cam op I worked with 2 weeks ago is also a DP. Let me hit them up.
Right.
So I'll do that as well. Like, if an editor is unavailable, I'm like, I met this editor at this networking event. Let me give them an opportunity to work with us. So that's how I find people, from recommendations and meeting people. I love meeting new people. Like, I say that I'm always trying to add to my Rolodex of people. Because as a producer, that's your main job.
It is.
They come to you wanting you to crew things up. So I need to know people.
Right.
That's my main resource. I need to know. And like you said, it's important to know people who have their own equipment. You know what I'm saying? So I can pay you twice. I want to do that for you. So yeah, I'm always looking to meet new people to add to the Rolodex. And if you're great, you're gonna keep getting a phone call from me. But yeah, networking events, meeting people from within my community, talking to people. That's how I find new people.
Let me ask you this: is there a website or like an online resource at all
to find people?
To find people to crew up on these sets.
There are certain websites that you can use, like let's say we're filming out of state,
right.
Going to, I don't know, Texas or something like that. Mm-hmm. I don't have people in Texas. There's a website called like productions.com you can use. Mm-hmm. There's another website, I can't remember.
Production Hub.
I never heard of that, but
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's like, I can't remember what they're called, but you send an email and they'll say, hey, yeah, I can find you someone in this city. And they're going to take a cut off top, of course.
Of course.
But the good thing is that once you work with that person and you like them, you have their information. Right. You could just call them for the next time.
Right.
So that has happened a couple of times where I'm like, oh, this is a great find. Mm-hmm. Now we have that relationship, you know? Mm-hmm. But yes, I really haven't had to use those sites for like things in Atlanta.
Of course, right.
But I would use those sites if I'm shooting out of state.
You find yourself shooting out of state very often?
Yeah, we have. We shot in how many states? One. Well, I use that site for California. We shot a couple of things in California.
Okay.
Where that's really it. Because sometimes your DPs have connection as well.
Right.
So like, you know, I was gonna shoot something in DC,
and
I was like, oh wait, my friends know people who work in DC. So like my friend's a director. She had a producer friend I can call up. My friend's one of our DP. He has a relative who also does this in DC. So yeah, that's always helpful to like tap into your community and like, hey, do you know anyone in these cities? But yeah, those sites, and again, just tapping into your community.
No, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, most people know this. There's a lot of word of mouth in this industry.
It's a lot of word of mouth. Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah, that's very, very true.
Yes, you cannot burn bridges around here, especially in Atlanta. It's such a small industry, you know.
It's very small.
Yes,
like it's a very small world. Let me tell you,
yeah.
I was working with someone in California, and they're like, "Hey, you know this person?" And I'm like, "Yes." They're in Atlanta. We're in California, and the person on set is asking, "Do I know someone in Atlanta?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "How do you know this person?" Like, "Oh, I worked with her in Washington State." What?
Hey man, people getting around.
So the person got flued out to Washington State to work, and I was like, wow, because California and Washington are right there. Right. She got flued out, so they both got flued out. But I was like, oh, that's so cool.
That is cool, and it happens all the time, especially the higher up you go. It's like it's very small, so you mess up there and you could not be here tomorrow, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah, no, I understand. That's, I guess, good and bad, you know, in this industry.
Yes. It would be bad for you if you don't do your job and I find out about it.
Yes. Yeah, true. You know, it's, You pay for it. That's a good and bad thing. Okay. Do you blame the person that referred the person if that referral person is the bad person? Because that had to happen to me. I referred somebody and he was trash.
Oh my gosh. Luckily that hasn't happened to me.
Oh, okay.
That hasn't happened to me, so I can't say. My referrals have been great.
Okay.
Yes.
Would you?
Huh?
Would you though?
Would I what?
Blame. I guess be upset with the person that referred the bad person.
I would say, like, did you know this about this person?
I understand.
You know,
like what they did, yeah.
Here's the thing, like, you may know someone differently than how they act on set. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You may not know them in that capacity. You may know, I know a person who does this. I can give you the info, but you may not know. They may not know how they act on set.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's that.
Oh. Okay. How about editors? Are they paid the same?
It depends on the deliverables. It depends on how long the video is. It depends on how many videos. It depends on if we're sending them a horizontal and vertical. It depends on a lot. So, yeah.
So, yeah, I've always just had trouble on how to even price editing, because it becomes like, man, how do you, is it, because some people I've seen even go by like file sizes, like how much footage is it, is it gig?
Some editors have day rates.
Or just a day rate. That makes sense too. Yeah, but I mean, like, how do you calculate a day rate as an editor? How does that work? Because I mean, it does not. Some of these things are quick to put together. Like, how do you?
That's true. That's true.
Or is that even up for y'all to debate? Like, hey, that's your rate, cool. Even though it took you 30 seconds.
It's a case by case.
Oh,
it's
okay.
case by case.
Oh, okay. What is the going day rate then, I guess, for an editor? Here in Atlanta, what is the day rate for an editor?
Some editors have different day rates. I know one editor who has like a $500 day rate. I know one editor who has a $750 day rate. Okay. I know some editors have $1,000 day rate. So it really depends. It really, really depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this. How many days normally does it take for a typical 2 to 3 minute corporate video? Maybe like an overview of what we do with the company. Very simple stuff, like basic, for us, simple stuff like in our world. How many days would an editor normally charge for something like that?
What happens a lot is that we'll explain the scope to an editor, and we can say we can negotiate price.
Oh, okay.
So we can say, this is what's in the budget. How do you feel about that? Or they can come back and say, that's good. That feels good. Or they can say, I would like a little bit more because I can see that this might be more of a bigger project. So it's a conversation.
Okay.
It's a conversation with us. I'm not sure how other editors do it, but the editors that I work with all the time, it's a conversation, and we get to a price point that everyone feels comfortable with.
Generally, you all give them, hey, this is what our budget is. Generally, is that how the conversation starts?
We can say this is what the budget is, and they can come back and say, this is how yes or no, essentially.
But right.
And it's from there, and it's a conversation.
Yeah, gotcha.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Just curious. And that makes so much sense, because even as someone I've never put a system to it, but as someone that's edited for a long time, I've always just had a little trouble, because I've never done it professionally, for a company. It's always just my own personal projects or on the side or something. And I was like, how would I price this stuff?
But I have editor friends who say, someone approached them and I told them it's going to cost this amount for me to edit. So sometimes, like editors will say, I think that's going to cost, I don't know, that's $3,000 for me. That's $350. So yeah, it literally goes both ways.
Goodness. I guess it's very important to have a nice roster of editors you can trust and know to cut down on some of the unpredictability of that. Because you're right, it could go anywhere.
So scopes change sometimes. Sometimes a client could love what we did and say we want to do 2 more videos. Can we do that? The material we already have, can we create 2 more videos? So that's more. That's more the editor would have to do. So we have to pay the editor more. So it's a conversation.
Moving on. What do you do differently? Is there something as a producer? Is there something that's taken into account differently from working on a small budget versus a bigger budget set? Like what changes? What's the biggest change you notice when you're working on a big budget set versus small budget set? And what budgets are considered small budgets? I guess that's the first question, actually, to differentiate.
So the biggest change between a big budget set or a scope and a smaller budget is definitely personnel, people on set.
Right.
So it's not going to be 10. It's probably going to be 4, including myself.
What does that team normally look like?
A DP, a cam op, a PA, and audio. So 5.
Oh, okay.
So 5. In that case, DP and the cam op are going to be acting as the gaffer.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But are two separate entities though.
Yes, the DP and the cam op are two people.
Gotcha.
So that's a big change. Probably not that many drafts. So we want to make sure that you're happy with the final product, because we want you to come back to me, to come back to us. So 2 to 3. And then that's the biggest change, because I'm always going to be creative. I'm always going to have my creative hat on.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm not changing who I am. I'm not going to downsize myself because the budget is not there. You're still getting me at the end of the day, and I'm still going to show up as me. So like, I'm still going to show up 100%. But I would say that's the biggest difference, like people on set and editing.
Oh, and editing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with bigger productions, you know, it's a bigger set. It's a much bigger set. You know, we're hiring maybe a DIT. You know what I'm saying? We're having a gaffer and grip.
What's a DIT for those that may not know?
Is it digital imaging technician? Yeah.
How do they make the set easier? And what do they do? And why do
they are okay. So they are what's the word I'm looking for that I'm just not finding at the moment? Consolidating footage on the hard drive.
Correct. Yeah.
Sorry, they're consolidating footage on the hard drive, organizing the hard drive.
Well, I mean, even for you, does it do anything? Hiring a DIT for you? Like, what is it?
It does, because usually a lot of times dumping footage, that's what it's looking for. Sometimes I act as the person who dumps footage, so I guess that's more of like drive management. There's a term for it that I can't think of.
Asset management drive.
That's a great way of saying it. Yeah. But you know, DIT, they have their own cart. They're looking at all of the camera angles. They also add a filter sometimes on the mace filter, right word? Or like a LUT. Thank you. Yeah. They add like a LUT on the footage as well. So it makes things a lot easier for sure. And they're also a color grader, so you know, we can go to them and ask for more color on the back end. But so yeah, like I'm hiring more people to get this job done. It's gonna make the days go smoother. It does. And they have an expertise. You know what I'm saying? People are focused on their particular job. They're not wearing multiple hats.
That's where issues come into play.
When people are wearing multiple hats?
Yes, you forget one little thing being forgotten on set can be catastrophic. Yeah. I learned that recently, yes.
So, so that's a big difference. And then maybe this one video we worked on, instead of using like copyright free music, we had a composer.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So we had someone compose music. That's really cool, right?
Nice.
And we had, instead of like finding like lower third templates, we went to a motion graphic company and asked them to design lower thirds for us. So it's more specialized,
more customized.
It's more custom when you have a bigger budget. So I would say like that's really the difference.
You get that motion array if you got a smaller budget. You get that environmental element. There's nothing wrong with them.
I love motion array. Nothing's wrong with it.
Everyone does, as we learned, because everybody got the same lower thirds and music playing in their commercials.
That's Artlist and Art Grid.
You're right. People love Artlist.
People love Artlist.
I love it. I'm like, I love that song.
But I would say that's the difference. But at the end of the day, you're still getting creativity. You're still getting me. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't
got to know that. Still getting me. But like, with bigger budgets, you're probably going to get a director. Sometimes, like, as a producer, I'm wearing director and producer hat. Yeah. With bigger budgets, I could just be the producer. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I would say that's really the difference.
What number makes it a bigger budget set? Like,
sorry. I would say maybe 20 and up.
20K and up. That sounds about realistic. That's what I was guessing. Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, even 15. Yeah, 20 and up.
20 and up. I hear you. That's a good number. Okay. What advice would you give somebody that's interested in doing what you do? They starting out, they in college at Georgia State, and they like, man, I want to be a producer just like Natalie. What would you recommend what do you recommend they do?
I would recommend that you go to YouTube University. It's an amazing resource. I love Studio Binder. Also network as much as possible. I can't tell you how many friends I've met at like networking events, or just like go out. How many, like I said, I have a film community, a video production community. I'm at someone's birthday party and I'm meeting someone who who's a DIT, and I'm meeting someone who can mop. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, you're a friend of my friend. So if my friend trusts you, okay, I can trust you. So like network as much as possible. Go to networking events. So yeah, I would say those things. And if you, also don't be afraid to like volunteer, like volunteer on set, be a PA on set. Get to talk to people on set. Is there something you want to do? Make sure you're up under that person. Like, hey, like if you're cam mopping on another set, I would love to show up and just be like help you. You know what I'm saying? Like you need an AC or just a grit PA. I can do that for you. When you learn equipment, like volunteering is so important, or finding a mentor. But like you learn so much doing the thing. Like you learn so much.
YouTube can only take you so far. You got to get out there.
YouTube can take you far. YouTube can have you, participate in conversations. But when you are doing the thing, it's a different type of expertise, a different type of knowledge.
Correct.
So I would say, don't be afraid to volunteer on set. Don't be afraid to do roles that you don't normally do. Perfect example. My friend came into town to produce something, but I found out through my other friend who was going to be the DP. I'm like, oh, she's in town. I'm like, if y'all need help, I'll pop up. I'll show up. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, cool. So I popped up, and I'm a producer. As I said, I do it all.
Right.
I popped up on set acting as a PA. And I just a PA, a grit PA. And I'm like, I don't do this. I don't get to put the C-stand here and work with the China ball. And I was like, this is so cool. And everyone was like, Natalie, seriously? And I'm like, yeah, I never do this. So like, that's something that I want to know more about as a producer. So like, I know what a grip does, but if I know what a grip does,
right.
You know what I'm saying? I can know what their challenges are, and I can anticipate their needs. So I went on a little tangent there. But the point I'm trying to make is that don't be afraid to do things that are not in your wheelhouse on set. So if you're want to be a producer, learn all the roles also. Even though I'm afraid to, shoot, I'm listening to like people talk about certain equipment. I'm like, okay. And I ask questions. I ask my friend, like, what is that? I want to know, because if I've heard it twice, that means I'm going to hear it a third time. I'd love to know what it is so I can talk about it. So I said a lot, and I'm done talking now. So yeah.
Oh, what? That was great. Keep going. Okay. Man, that's good stuff right there. I can tell you really enjoy doing what you do.
Oh, thank you.
And know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're just having fun. You know what you're doing. Okay. Where can people find you?
Where can people find me? You can find me on Instagram. So my handle is nj.produces. So nj.produces. So that is me. That's where you can find me.
Okay. What are you working on next? Or what's next for you?
You know what I hope to do? Like, I don't know, like maybe next year. I would love to work on a documentary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I kind of assume that's where you were going. Okay.
Really? How so?
Because you mentioned a few times in one of my offset questions before we got started, you mentioned you were interested in sports documentaries. So,
oh, yeah. I love sports docs.
Yeah.
That's like a dream of mine, to direct a sports doc.
Oh.
Like,
okay. Like Hard Knocks? Like HBO?
Not Hard Knocks.
Oh, my bad.
Like,
I'm gonna try to keep up with you. I don't know sports like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Hard Knocks is fine. I just don't watch Hard Knocks. But
I only watch it because I work at HBO. But
I think who are they doing Hard Knocks on this year? Like the Dolphins or something like that? No.
We did Dolphins last year because I was doing it personally every week, but I forgot because they do it right before I clock in, so I don't know. I'm sorry.
They're doing a Hard Knocks type of series on Notre Dame.
Oh, okay.
So that should be coming out soon. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna watch that because it's college football, and I want to know if they are paying them. Because
yes,
now they can get paid.
Yes,
and secondly, they have a black head coach, so that piques my interest. So I'm like, okay, I might watch that. But yeah, but I would love to produce like a documentary on like what just happened in the Olympics. You had, Steph Curry and LeBron James and KD all being on the same team at once. Mm-hmm. That would be a really cool sports documentary.
It would
what I'm saying? Yeah, I like chronicling. I like documentaries that kind of like chronicle things in real time. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure there was a documentarian just following them already. Sure. Like, I'm pretty sure that doc's coming out in like the next 2 years.
Especially as LeBron comes to a close, right? So,
yes. Like
get everything you can.
Listen, I would love to just be a PA on LeBron's documentary because I know he's gonna come out with something. But yeah, I want to do docs. But I have a lot of interest that I want to do. I want to do it all, actually. So
I feel you on that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my problem too. So I guess just personally asking, when it comes to docs, like just mini docs or just full feature length documentaries you want to do?
Docu-series.
And series, yeah.
Full length docs. I watch them all.
Oh. Okay.
But I watch a lot of sports docs. They're my favorite.
Because sports is your thing, or is it something else about sports?
I love... Oh, man. Okay, so there's just so many stories you can tell about sports.
Oh, please,
there's sports corruption. So there's so much sports corruption. It's literally insane.
Like how so?
Oh, my gosh.
As someone that doesn't really keep up that much, like
I don't even know where to start. Okay. So I really don't know where to start. There's so much sports corruption. Okay, so almost every sport has a federation, has a ruling body.
Okay.
And a lot of them are corrupt.
Oh, I'm sure.
A lot of them. They make up rules. They're probably getting paid. They know maybe athletes are being drugged and not gonna say nothing. Mm-hmm. Like, man, they have a favorite athlete. Mm-hmm. Oh, this person's about to retire soon. Like, judges get paid. Mm-hmm. Judges have their favorites. Like, especially, there's so much corruption in sports. So, like, those type of documentaries I wouldn't mind telling.
So, did that help you like sports more or dislike it more? Because for me, that makes it hard to find,
it can turn you off as a sports fan. Like, thing with NBA right now. Betting is really huge right now in sports. Yeah. And there were a couple of NBA players who were betting.
That's what I'm saying. That's tricky. That's sticky.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, that's sports corruption. And referees who also bet on games. That is sports corruption. So,
why is that?
There's so many, like, those stories are, like, so cool to tell because, like, as a fan, there's a bubble and you're like, nah. Like,
I think people like the ignorance, though. You probably get in trouble exposing some of these people, There's a lot of money on the line. They don't want you telling their secrets. People find out Michael Jordan been on steroids for the past 5 years of his career and didn't really earn the rings. People lose their mind. People love that man for some reason. People love him. They don't even want to know the negative. And I'm making that up, but
I know.
You would get into a lot of trouble. But that's journalism, though, right? Journalist?
It does go back to me being a journalist. Mm-hmm. I do put on that hat, yeah. Yeah, it does go back to that. It does go back, following the story.
Full circle. Okay, there we go. All right.
It is full circle.
Come on now.
But sometimes it does make it hard to be a sports fan. But you sometimes have to suspend belief a little bit.
You do.
Like, this is like not related at all, but a little bit because you mentioned steroids. Uh-huh. I was talking to someone about an actor who like really buffed up, and she was like, "Natalie, he's on steroids. They're all on steroids," and I was just like, huh. I thought about it, and I'm like, huh. And I've heard that a lot. Like a lot of actors, if they like get big within like 2 years for a role, they're like,
come on now.
It's steroids. And so, like, you kind of have to suspend belief a little bit.
You do.
But I love competitiveness in sports. I love how they are striving for greatness. Yeah. I love how
I feel that.
They feel they have to perform. It's a lot of pressure, too.
It is.
How do you respond to that pressure? And, players, athletes, they are winning in front of everyone, in front of cameras, in front of fans, and sometimes they're losing in front of fans.
Losing too.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a huge weight. How do they deal with it? How does that motivate them? You know, does it motivate them? Does it crush them? You know, it can be like heartbreaking to lose, especially wanting a dream and never achieving. I think people who've never won a ring, like Melo or like Charles Barkley, like what do they do, you know, to fill that cup? You know, so like, yeah, there's so many stories in sports. There's so many stories. I love that people have to overcome obstacles. How do they do it? I want to tell that story. You know, I love sports stories. I do.
Very interesting.
I
guess I never looked at sports as that deep. But I mean, it is. But
it is. Like, you know, Simone Biles has a docuseries on Netflix right now. It's 2 or 3 episodes, and it's her like journey ahead of the Olympics. And then it said at the end, this will come back in the fall. So meaning we're gonna see her at the Olympics. You know, does she get the gold? I mean, we know because I watched the Olympics.
Spoiler alert, yeah.
Because I watched the Olympics, so I know she got the gold. But like, it's gonna be cool seeing it from another perspective. We're gonna see her in the gym. We're gonna see her nerves. Like, everyone's watching her. I can't tell you how many times like Simone Biles performed and everyone just stopped.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like,
come on,
and she feels that. Everyone knows that. She knows that everyone's watching her. She knows people have expectations of her. You have to perform constantly and be at the top of your game. Not everyone can do that. So like, yeah, I like those stories. I do.
5 years from now, where are you gonna be?
Ooh, 5 years, either in development. That's something I'm also passionate about. Like, like I said, I love meeting new people. And I love asking people, like, what are you working on? And a lot of I think that camera stopped.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of my friends are filmmakers, and I know they're all working on projects. They all have passion projects. And, you know, someone in development, I can greenlight their project. You know, I can make it possible. I can fund it. You know what I'm saying? I can find a home for it, distribution. So I want to make people's dreams come true. I want to make their dreams come to life. And I like finding like creative ideas. Like, you have a new spin on a talk show, you have a new spin on a cooking show. Like, let's do it. So I want to work in development, maybe that, or making a documentary. One of those two things in like 5 years. Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Cool. Thank you.
No problem.
That was one of my favorite conversations. You know your stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, good stuff.
Thank you.
High five. All right. Thanks for coming. And that's a cut. That's a wrap cut. One of them.
Yay.
Both of them.